All right, so politics aside, we've been talking about the issue in Benue State, and while we are beginning to talk about the insensitivity of the government or the political players or government officials, both from Benue State and the federal government, we talked about the irresponsibility of government. Why is it that there's one aspect of the conversation that we are not talking about, and from somebody who has been able to follow up crisis, seen conflict resolution and looked into a lot of wars and battles around the world. One of the key components of this conversation is what our security agencies are putting in place to actually capture the offenders, these criminals, these jihadists, these herdsmen, so to speak, that perpetrated this evil. Are we giving up on them? Is it that we have concluded that we can't catch them? Something happened in 24 hours, this country went agog, and we are not seeing proactive measures. Because this is not the best of examples, but do you know why there are court battles around Nigeria? When you kill a courtist, the court group that has lost a member vows that at least a triple of that number of courtists that were killed in their group would be killed in the other group. And that's how we see court battles up and down. Well, how come, again, like I said, it's not a valuable example, but it's something that we could take a clue from. How come the Federal Republic of Nigeria has not vowed that the perpetrator... Now, we are all money, and when criminals strike and all they see you do is to cry, the dangers are that they are excited about it. They are looking so... If you see this particular Nigerian map, right, this is terrorism and insecurity in spaces that are red. And if you see the darkest red there is Borno, it is spreading. We thought it was very far, now it's in Benue, and it's moving. Of course, there have been incidences. Just so you know, Enugu also witnessed 24 hours after the Benue incidents, there are about 12 persons already reported that were killed by killer herdsmen in Enugu State. All of this, it's just that it's not been captured yet in all of this. And when it reaches a magnitude of 1,000, then it becomes captured and it becomes reddish or redder, so to speak. What is our security agencies doing to tracking down and actually I'm here to see Riot Act. I'm here to see full worded statement by security agents to say we are going to bring down the pep. Is it that we have concluded? Is it that we do not want to offend people? We are discussing negotiation and ways to quell this, not as though we are bringing... One of the ways to provide justice to a grieving people is to ensure that the criminals that perpetrated the evil are dealt with. Yes, that's why people go to court after murder. The goal is to ensure that it suits you. There's a part of you in your system, right, that gets calmed, by the nerves are calm because you feel like the person that did this thing has been dealt with, so to speak. So what form of justice are we providing for the people that are grieving? Is it just to mourn? We are having visitation of the president and all of this population. While the nation can mourn, our security agencies should be vowing, should be making pledges to say every single person gathering intelligence, the ROT, the DSS, the police, to say we are sure that from all indications, 82 persons visited the community. And we are rest assured, because this is what happens everywhere in the world. How come nobody? Because if they struck and they went back to their hiding, and we only cried and mourned, made few noises, and they went back, they are going to strike again. And unfortunately, they will strike harder. And it's like the very biblical understanding of one demon coming in and then left and came back and scored that, 7 came. They are going to come with a legion. If as a country, we are not pushing the agenda to ensure that the people that perpetrated it, the ideology behind them. I watched a video of the current chief of general staff talking about, I think Chief of Defense Staff actually, talking about all of the analogy of why land grabbing, resource control, spoke about resources, spoke about religion and all of that. But that's what we want to hear. That should not be coming from the army. All of that information should be made available as part of, but the goal, the pursuit, the anger, the vigor to say we have a duty to protecting lives and properties in Nigeria. Should any member of the country lives be taken in circumstances, we are expecting Riot a fully worded statement, because everybody, the IG, everybody is going to mourn. And if we don't focus on bringing these evildoers to justice, they will strike again. Because I'm not seeing that anywhere. I'm not seeing the president even telling the military, okay, you don't need to brief all of us. But is there any move at all? Are you seeing that? Are Combs be, this, I heard one of the most basic, they came through water. So because of that, you are giving up. So we don't have army that can go on water. What is the Navy for? What is the collaboration? What intelligence have been gathered? Because if this happens again, I'm sure the Nigerian people will probably end democracy at that point. So whatever needs to be done to ensure that this doesn't repeat itself. As a citizen, I'm saying it. So that this doesn't repeat itself should be done. Ensure that you bring these guys to book, deal with them, capture them, let them confess that they did it, and the ideology be who sponsored them. At least we want to know. And then ensure that it doesn't happen again anywhere in this country. Or else, the Nigerian people will be left with no choice.